Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, allow me to say a few words on the occasion of your Czech and Slovak Memorial Scrolls Shabbat. I am really very happy that the members of the Northwood and Pinner Liberal Synagogue take so much care about the historical links with some very important Czech cities, and namely Třeboň, Kladno, Kolín and Plzeň. The Jewish community in the former Czechoslovakia played a very important role. The Jewish people contributed to the development of the society in different areas. Let's say art and architecture, the business and industry, or education and science. I would even say that the Jewish stamp, the stamp of Jewish culture and philosophy, it's very much remarkable on the modern Czech identity. So that I would like to say that I'm very grateful to the Northwood and Pinner Liberal Synagogue for taking care about the scrolls, but not only. I am very grateful to them also because of the fact that they are developing very fruitful current cooperation with those cities and the regions. Let me say, dear friend, that today we are with you. We are remembering together with you those people who lived and belong to the Jewish communities in these cities. We will never forget them. I would like to wish you all peace, good health and prosperity.
Shabbat Shalom. As we welcome all of you to our special Czech and Slovak Memorial Shabbat, it's really a Shabbat weekend, not just this service, but also tomorrow morning. We welcome in Shabbat by lighting our candles. If you do have your own candles, then do feel free to light your candles as I light these candles here in our sanctuary. And together we say the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, vetzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom.
Tov lachadod l'Adonai, ulezamel shimcha elyon, lahagid baboker chasdecha, ve'emunat ha'balelot, ale asav ale navel, ale higayon bechidno, kisimav Adonai before Alecha, b'maaseh yadecha aranein, ma godlo maasecha, Adonai me'odam kol mashavotecha. Tzadikatama yivra keres babanon yizke shetulim bevet Adonai bechatrot Eloheinu yafrihu od yanuvun beseva T'shenim v'rananim yiyu lahagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri v'lo avlatavo. Lecha dori likrat Kabbalat b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dori likrat Kabbalat b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat Kabbalat b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat Kabbalat b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamo v'zachor b'dibor echad, Ishmianu elcha miuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat Kabbalat b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat Kabbalat b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha, ki מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מהשבת תהילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי, שתדברי. כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום העטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובטובה, the one to whom our praise is due.
We praise the Eternal One, to whom our praise is due forever. God, thank you for the gift of this day, the one ending and the one about to begin. Help me to see the moments and the hours, those I've spent and those to come, as blessings, as teachers. Guide me to service for your name's sake. Grant me comfort and rest, so that I may return to the new day with a sense of joy, hope, and peace. Then, God of old, I will become a source of love, a beacon of wonder, awe, and grace.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod, Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Va'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol ma'odecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. V'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha. U'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha. Uchtaftam al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'sharecha.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Be mindful of all my commandments and do them. So shall you be consecrated to your God. I, the Eternal One, am your God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I, the Eternal One, am your God.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נגע בקודש נורא, תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים.
Grant, eternal God, that we may lie down in peace, and let us rise up to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your wise counsel, and for your name's sake be our help. Shield us from sickness and war, from famine and distress, and keep us from wrongdoing. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you are our guardian and deliverer, a gracious and merciful God. Guard our going out and our coming in, that now and always we may have life and peace.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom v'yakol yoshvei tevel. Adonai tiftach ufiyagi tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufiyagi tehilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips, that my mouth shall declare your praise. Eternal God, open up my lips, that my mouth shall declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. זומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. קדוש אתה ונורא שמך, ואין לנו אלוה מבלעדיך, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש.
We read all together. Our God and God of our ancestors, may our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight. Sanctify us by your commandments, and make us loyal to your teaching. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts that we may serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Eternal One, let the holiness of the Sabbath enter our hearts, and may all Israel who hallow your name be exalted by its peace. We praise you, Eternal One, for the holiness of the Sabbath.
רצה אדוני אלוהינו בעמך ישראל, ותפילתם באהבה תקבל, ותהי לרצון תמיד עבודת ישראל עמך. ברוך אתה אדוני, שאותך לבדך, ביראה נעבוד.
מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו לעולם ועד. צור חיינו, מגן אישנו, אתה הוא לדור ודור. נודה לך ונספר תהילתך, על חיינו המסורים בידיך, ועל נשמותינו הפקודות לך, ועל ניסיך שבכל יום עמנו, ועל נפלותיך וטובותיך, שבכל עת, ערב ובוקר וצהריים. ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך, ולך נאה להודות. We continue together. Supreme source of peace, grant true and lasting peace to your people Israel. For it is good in your sight that your people Israel and all peoples may be blessed at all times with your gift of peace. We praise you, O God, the source of peace. We pause just for a few moments for our own thoughts. יהיו רצון אמרפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני, צורי וגו עלי. May the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable to you, O God, our rock and our Redeemer.
Ose shalom bimromav, uyase shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol bnei Adam.
May the Most High Source of perfect peace grant peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world. Our community has been on a very long journey, spreading over 4 decades now, relating ourselves to first Czechoslovakia, now the Czech and Slovak republics, following the journey that was led, our Torah scrolls led us on. As you look at our sanctuary, the arch which surrounds our ark, and you can't see but to my left at this moment in time, the Kladno scroll which is in our special memorial casing. The heritage of the Czech and Slovak Jews runs deep through our veins. Tomorrow we will indeed memorialize to a larger extent the Jews that perished through the Holocaust from our Torah towns. But today we focus on the hope and optimism also of the future, as we welcome into our sanctuary, into the sanctuary of our community, and join together communities from across the globe who share in having memorial scrolls, by welcoming Rabbi David Maxa, the newly ordained rabbi of Eitz Chaim, the new community in Prague, also rabbi of Liberec and Karlovy as well. We have been honored to have him in our community, sat in our sanctuary and speaking with us. Now we welcome him to preach on this Kabbalat Shabbat.
Dear members of the Northwood and Pinner Liberal Synagogue, dear guests, dear friends from all over the world, my name is David Maxa. This is my wife Judith and our son Raphael, and we are sending you warm greetings from Prague, the city of 100 spires, the Maharal, the Golem, Franz Kafka, and the capital of the Czech Republic. Well, although Rafi was not yet with us at that time, well, actually he was, but you could not see him as he was not yet born. Judith and I will fondly remember our time at your beautiful community, your hospitality and friendship. Your community became our spiritual home. and it is wonderful to be back, at least in this virtual way. 3 weeks ago, after 6 years of studies, I graduated from the Rabbinical Seminary Abraham Geiger College in Germany. And exactly 2 weeks ago, I started my rabbinical work in my home country, the Czech Republic. A journey which brought me to this moment was exceptionally long, and I am so grateful that the NPLS, especially the Goldstein family, was a part of it. Judith and I are connected by the stories of our fathers, who were both Shoah survivors. My father managed to escape from the transport to Terezin and spend the wartime in hiding. Judith's father survived Ghetto Terezin, the concentration camp Auschwitz-Birkenau, and was liberated in Mauthausen by an American soldier who found him in a pile of dead corpses. Both were lucky, they survived. But the world to which they returned was totally different from the world they knew. The most of their Jewish friends and family members were murdered. Many synagogues they knew were destroyed. And it is therefore no wonder that at the time of our childhood, which followed 40 years of communist rule in Czechoslovakia, Jewishness was a stigma, often accompanied by awkward silence. And for me, this silence was only occasionally interrupted by stories and yellowed photographs of my parish ancestors. I identified being Jewish with visiting the cemetery, placing stones on the graves of my ancestors, as well as commemorating my murdered family members at the Pinkas Synagogue, whose walls are covered by the names of 80,000 victims of the Shoah. These were the only manifestations of my own Jewish past, a rich but tragically destroyed Jewish heritage. And it was the same for many of our generation. After my father's death, I decided to explore my Jewish roots. It was not enough to connect my Jewish identity solely with the past. I was yearning for more. And when I was 15, a friend took me to Pesach Seder at the Jewish Town Hall in Prague. It was the first time I experienced Judaism as something alive and belonging to the present. And after that, I was blessed with many life-changing encounters and experiences. And one of them was meeting Rabbi Andrew Goldstein and his wife Sharon. Immediately after meeting them, I was immensely impressed by their warm friendship, but also a strong attachment to Czech Jewry. Thanks to them, I could get to know progressive Judaism, which was dominant in the Czech Republic before the Shoah. And it is proven by the fact that in July 1926, the World Union for Progressive Judaism, an international union for progressive Jewish communities, was founded by delegates from 8 countries, including Czechoslovakia. Also, thanks to Andrew's and Sharon's influence, I decided to become a rabbi in 2014. I was accepted to the Abraham Geiger College in Germany. My rabbinical studies have been everything except silent. I have enjoyed learning from my teachers, listening to their inspiring insights, witnessing the Jewish Renaissance in Germany, which shares the history of the Shoah with the Czech Jews or Czech Jewry. I spent an incredible year in Israel and enjoyed interesting internships and working with rabbis from all over the world. And in 2016, as a part of my studies, I had the privilege to spend some time as a rabbinic intern at the Westminster Synagogue. And during my stay there, I met Jeffrey Orenstein, chair of the Memorial Scroll Trust, who introduced me to the breathtaking collection of the Czech Torah scrolls, for the first time. And I must admit that it was both a devastating and consoling moment for me. I was devastated having realized that each and every of these scrolls symbolized a destroyed Jewish community. And I found consolation in knowing that the Memorial Scroll Trust has done its best to keep the Torah scrolls alive and use them in different Jewish communities. Seeing the scrolls reminded me of the fact that it was not a lively connection with the Torah, which formed my Jewish identity when I was a child. That's why I was very happy to learn that the Memorial Scroll Trust allocated the Torah scrolls on loan to communities all over the world, so that they can serve their original purpose, passing Jewish tradition ledor vador, from generation to generation. And not just that. Some communities, in most cases inspired by their rabbis, decided to learn more about the place of their origin and brought their congregations to Czechoslovakia. In this way, I met, for example, Naomi and Rabbi Norman Petz, who serves as rabbi in two congregations, Temple Shalom of West Essex in Cedar Grove, New Jersey, and Temple Beth Shalom in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Both congregations use Czech Torah scrolls from the collection of the Memorial Scroll Trust. And thanks to this relationship, Rabbi Petz was, for example, instrumental in publishing the first modern Czech progressive Siddur. And finally, importantly, the presence of Czech Torah scrolls at the Northwood and Pinner Liberal Synagogue made Rabbi Andrew Goldstein to write a sermon, thanks to which the special relationship of your synagogue to the Czech Jewry developed. And I was very happy during my time in London, and both I and my wife, to hear the stories of Rabbi Andrew and his wife Sharon of their visits in Czechoslovakia still during the communist times, and about their amazing efforts to revive progressive Judaism in our country and to enrich Jewish lives, to approach individual people and bring them Jewishness back. And I am sure that without them and without their amazing efforts, there wouldn't be anything to build on today. I was also blessed by joining the group led by Rabbi Andrew Goldstein, Rabbi Aaron Goldstein, Rabbi Andrew's son. The group came to the Synagogue of Kolin, one of the places from where one of the Torah scrolls, the Northwood and Pinner Liberal Synagogue, comes. And it was amazing to see all the young people there basically experiencing and very much living the connection with Czech Jewry. It was an unforgettable moment, and I very much hope and believe that this connection will stay all the time in the future. Let me get back to Prague for a moment. More than a year ago, with the great support of the European Union for Progressive Judaism and the World Union for Progressive Judaism, we decided to establish a new progressive Jewish community in Prague, and we decided to call it Etz Chaim, the Tree of Life. So why did we choose this name? Everyone has his heroes. Rabbi Andrew and Aaron Goldstein and I share respect for the same hero, Rabbi Dr. Richard Feder. He was born in the small Czech town Václavice in 1875, and after having completed his rabbinical studies in Vienna, he returned to his homeland and served as a rabbi for Czech Jewish communities. He married the remarkable woman Hilda, and they were blessed with 3 amazing children. Feder became very respected in the entire country, especially for his open-mindedness and sincere love and respect for people, both Jews and non-Jews. And Feder finally retired in 1938 after a long and successful career, and this desired long and happy years of retirement. But the Nazi occupation changed everything. In 1942, when he was 66 years old, he and his entire family were transported to Ghetto Terezin. And at the end of the war, Feder was the only one who survived. He lost his wife, his sons and daughter, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, his grandchildren. He was alone. He wrote to his children the following thing: "All I have to remember you by is a few old photos. You look back at me kindly and cheerfully, but that is not enough for me. I would like to hear your voice." But instead of hearing his children's voices, Rabbi Feder heard only silence. But despite his terrible fate, he found enough strength to continue to work as a rabbi at desolated Czech Jewish communities until his death at the age of 95. The strength of Rabbi Feder was demonstrated in Terezin, where he supported people by optimism, for example, by his famous phrase, "We go home when the chestnut trees will be in bloom." And he did not hesitate to perform religious services, celebrate holidays, officiate at Bnei Mitzvah and weddings. In fact, Rabbi Feder officiated at the bar mitzvah of my father-in-law in Terezin. On to Bishvat 5703, which means the 21st of January 1943, Rabbi Feder, together with Jewish children imprisoned in Ghetto Terezin, planted a tree seedling. Since it was still winter, the small tree was in danger of freezing to death. The children looked after it, and the tree survived thanks to their care. Eventually, the children were deported to concentration camps. Now the tree was orphaned. It became a silent witness for those kids who planted it and gave it care and hoped that they would see it grow and return to it. But most children who planted their tree in Terezin wouldn't see it anymore. But the tree, however, stayed alive. Still, unfortunately, it also died in the year 2002. Yet, its saplings were spread all around the world. And on the last year's Tu Bishvat, we planted a tree seedling, which is the offspring of the original tree planted by the Jewish children in Terezin, and at the same time established the community Etz Chaim, the tree of life. Our goal is to develop a fully fledged progressive Jewish community with services, educational events, social events, friendship within it. Just as the tree itself, Etz Chaim should be here for everybody who is hungry for the wisdom of Jewish tradition and thirsty for friendship. Just as the tree connects ground and air, Etz Chaim should connect the Jewish tradition with contemporary reality in the spirit of the original Czech progressive and open Judaism. And just as the tree has deep roots, Etz Chaim should give everybody who is in search of their Jewish roots an opportunity to explore them. And just as the tree has many branches, Everybody should always find their place among us. And just as the tree gives life to its offsprings, Etz Chaim should be here for us and our children, so that they may carry our tradition in the future. For making this amazing but also challenging goal happen, we appreciate your friendship and we need every help that we can get. Last but not least, I would like to pay tribute to Rabbi Andrew and Sharon Goldstein, as well as to their son Rabbi Aaron, for keeping and strengthening the connection with Czech Jews. Let me conclude and express many thanks to everybody who is involved in the preservation of the memory of the Czech Torah scrolls, to the Memorial Scroll Trust, to the Northwood and Pinner Liberal Synagogue, as well as to Jewish communities all over the world that use a Czech Torah scroll. Every Torah reading and every bar or bat mitzvah bring back the memory of those who were murdered. We are looking forward to meeting you in Prague and wish you all a good health, especially during these times, and Shabbat Shalom.
We're so grateful to Rabbi Maxa, who we're delighted to be able to call a colleague now, for sharing his thoughts with us on this special Memorial Weekend. He truly is a sign of hope for the future, of developing the tradition of progressive Judaism in particular around the Czech Republic. And indeed, if you go to Prague and go to one of its synagogues, the Spanish synagogue, there is very clear evidence of the nature of progressive Judaism influencing Czech life before the war. As we now move on towards our concluding prayers, we ask all of those who are watching this evening and who are remembering individuals from their Czech Torah towns to please feel free to post them so that we can share them all with each other. All of our Kabbalat Torah children who go to the Czech Republic recall the names of an individual child who was murdered through the Shoah. So many of our members recall individual names from our Torah towns. Please do feel free to post them. We turn back now to our prayers and read together. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol. לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, אשר שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגורלנו להמליך מלכותו. On this day, let us dedicate ourselves anew to the task that our ancestors tried, in all their higher moments, to fulfill. To bring nearer a time when all your children will understand that they are brothers and sisters, so that one in spirit and fellowship, they may be forever united before you. Then shall your sovereignty be established on earth, and the word of your prophet shall be fulfilled.
Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimlach leolam ba'ed.
remember those who died in recent days, and those of our own family and friends who died at this time of year in years gone by. Beryl Mitchelson, the mother of Jane Vugler and David Mitchelson, grandmother of Josh, James, Oliver and Daisy, and sister of Davine Bader. David Cooper, the father of Adele Slifkin. Emmanuel Mann, the father of Peter. Hilda Shine, the cousin of Michael Gordon. Kurt Baginski, father of William. Martha Mickelson, the mother of Irene and Martin and grandmother to Martha. Maury Morris, the father of John. Maya Freed, the father of Raymond. And Ruth Vile, mother of Celia Naval and Maya. Zecher Tzadikim Livracha. May all that was dear and good in their lives endure always as a blessing and as a continual influence for good. As we say together, Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, B'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mavarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ah v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal shmei d'kudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran balma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol b'nei Adam, v'imru Amen. May the Most High source of perfect peace grant peace to us, to all Israel, to all humanity, and let us say, Amen. This evening we have begun our service with welcome from His Excellency, the Ambassador to London from the Czech Republic. Tomorrow we switch our focus slightly and welcome our good friends, the Slovakian Ambassador to London, and also have a number of other treats for you as well, including as a sign of hope for the future as well, and how our heritage linked to the Czech and Slovak republics has seeped into our veins. The words and music of two of our young members in reflections of their experiences on their Kabbalat Torah visits. We do hope that you will join us then, and also we will switch offline for a few moments, but don't go away because we'll be coming back for Kiddush on our live stream. And of course we welcome all of our members to come into our Zoom room to enjoy Kiddush also with David and Judita Maxa. But we conclude words which are often associated, and indeed they were written around the nascent state of Israel. Well, this evening we are celebrating a nascent progressive Judaism that has a real future and a hope. All of us who have our connections over these last 4 decades with Czechoslovakia, now the Czech Republic and Slovak republics, know that there is real hope and that our dreams can come true.
Saki saki al halomot zu ani haolem sak saki kiva adam amim ki hodeni mapimba saki kiva adam amim ki hodeni mamimba ki hodnashi drosho hefet lo machaticha le'egepat ki hodani Vim Yirchat Zekayom Apoyavo Jesus Shalom Ozuvracha Leomilom Apoyavo Jesus Shalom Ozuvracha Leomilom.
And in the future I believe, for though yet distant come it will, when nations shall each other bless, and peace at last the earth shall fill. Yehi Adonai Eloheinu imanu, kasher haya im avotenu, al yazvenu v'al yitshenu, v'hatot levavenu elav, lelechet b'chol drachav. Eternal God, be with us as you were with our ancestors. Never leave us or forsake us, but incline our hearts towards you and lead us in your ways. Shabbat shalom to you all.
Shabbat Shalom, and do come and join us in our Zoom room for Kiddush. If you are a member of our hubs, then do the link is as always in the title to this video. If you're not yet a member in the hub, because we have so many wonderful visitors from all over, we are going to go live again. We just need a moment to get everything switched over into Zoom. So if you just stay where you are, you should be able to join us in a moment again. In the meantime, Shabbat Shalom.